There is a word that I'm going to be talking about tonight. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Welcome to Tyrone Bowman Tonight, the program that is designed to inspirationally and motivationally teach concerning certain principles, concepts, and ideologies. Also, with the entertainment factor part to the program, which we are working on getting together. And I was talking to a very good friend of mine today that is much more knowledgeable about these things than I am. And he's going to help me to get all of our combined interviews together from other sources, and we'll bring them to you, and hopefully you will enjoy them. Now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this page. We appreciate it very much. How much do you really want to succeed? And oftentimes there are some hindrances as to why men and women cannot succeed in their chosen profession, endeavor, or even call. And that is because of one particular word. People may not think this word is vitally important because they're so used to not doing it. And that word is called forgiveness. So this evening, I'm talking about forgiveness, the way to success. Forgiveness, the way to success. This is about you. It's about me. It's not about the individual that does the offending. That part I'm not dealing with. I'm dealing with how men and women are often shattered, broken, and left behind seeking revenge. Left behind wondering what happened to them and why did certain things happen to them. Can I tell you something that's going to shock you? Forgiveness is not a Christian principle. It is a divine principle, meaning it is something that the Almighty Himself instituted, had nothing to do with human beings. It's divine in nature because that is the character in part, no, that is the character in totality of the omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent God who rules, lives, and operates according to His own law. Because if the divine law of forgiveness had not been in operation a long time ago, this universe, the world, the galaxy, and all of humanity would have been destroyed forever. What is forgiveness and what is not forgiveness? Now listen, let me say from the rip. Forgiveness is not forgetting about what happened to you. Forgiveness is not about accepting the wrong that was perpetrated toward you. It's about you and I having the ability to be able to live our lives without being captivated in our minds and in our spirits, holding memories of things that have long happened and they're finished. Forgiveness is defined as the action or process of forgiving or being forgiven. To me, I like to define forgiveness as letting it go. That's it. It's that simple. It's not that deep and it's not that heavy. And according to Wikipedia, forgiveness in a psychological sense is the intentional and voluntary process by which one who may initially feel victimized undergoes a change in feelings and attitude regarding a given offense and overcomes negative emotions such as resentment and vengeance. The world today is full of people who will not forgive, and it hurts them. Many times, when we don't practice and operate in that divine law of forgiveness, the person or persons who did the wrong or perpetrated the wrong, they go on with their lives as if nothing ever happened. They live in an entirely different universe. And they feel happy knowing that they have caused such misery and pain and resentment to others. So in a sense, what they're doing, they're holding you captive in your own mind. You are your own warden. You are your own cellmate. You are your own inmate in your mind because one is holding on to something or some things that they should let go of. Why would self-affliction and self-pain want to live in the inside of a heart that is pure and clean and righteous? Forgiveness enables you and I to be able to be free to live, laugh, and love, to be free to enjoy the amenities of this life, to be free to pursue with excellence, utilizing our gifts, talents, and abilities to help ourselves. Remember, if you don't help yourself, you can't help anybody else. To help others, to help humanity, to help philanthropic causes and things of this nature. Also, forgiveness is defined as pardon. Do you know how many people right now are seeking a presidential pardon, meaning they want to be absolved from any and all crimes that they might have done? And once they're given a presidential pardon, that means that whatever they said or did, it's no longer applicable, meaning it's finished, it's done, it's over with. Absolution, that means eradicate, exoneration. Many individuals who have been falsely imprisoned, I know something about that one. Many individuals who have been falsely imprisoned, they want to be exonerated. They want to be free from the tyranny of imprisonment through that psychological bondage that they are subjugated to every single day. Remission, dispensation, indulgence, understanding, tolerance, clemency. A lot of people apply to governors for clemency, mercy, pity, leniency, quarter, reprieve, discharge, amnesty, delivery, acquittal, clearing, pardoning, condoning, vindication, let off, forgiveness. Too many individuals are allowing themselves to be held, as I said before, to be held captive in your own mind, in your own spirit, in your own soul. Some people live 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90 years plus, never forgiving individuals. And in most instances, most individuals can't forgive themselves for the things that they've allowed to happen in their lives. Forgive yourself. Stop holding yourself in peril. Stop holding yourself captive. Stop holding yourself in danger. Let your spirit live and breathe so you can fulfill the predestinated purpose and plan for your life. If you want to be able to go forward and to do the things that you desire to be, to do, and to have, don't allow unforgiveness to be the root cause in your spirit that causes a lot of things to happen. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Look into this camera for a moment. And I'll just put it this way. My whole life was destroyed, tattered, beyond repair, set up, framed, left for dead, sent to a prison for a decade for crimes that never happened. If there's a brave attorney out there listening tonight, if you want a case that's winnable and you can make a lot of money from it, you give me a call at 856-962-8000 and you'll find out. I've got all the evidence if you want to see it. All right, let's move right along. There are too many individuals, once they are subjugated and they go through life and they are victimized and they are hurt and they're paying the price for something that they know that they did not do. Yes, it's painful, it's ugly, it's hideous, it's debilitating on the inside of you, and it causes such rage, anger, bitterness, retribution to live in your spirit and in your soul. because that's what we think about night and day, day and night, not wanting to let go. I had sworn deep down in my spirit that I would never forgive them under any circumstances or conditions. All I wanted was revenge, and I thought about it over and over and over again. But you know what? Came to the conclusion one day, it's not even worth it to carry a cross of unforgiveness. It's not even worth it because it brings on ill health, bitterness, resentment. Remember the movie called The Diary of a Mad Black Woman by Tyler Perry? She grew bitter, unforgiving. Why? Because of what her husband did to her. And she had sworn off men forever. A lot of people go through some hurtful circumstances and situations. And as a result of that, the heart is filled with callous, hardness. And everybody and anyone who comes in their path, they are going to pay the price for what someone else did to them. Let it go. And they go on through life making people pay, person after person after person. And what it does, it stops individuals from achieving the success that they are supposed to have. The success that has been rightly prepared for them. My favorite book to read is The Count of Monte Cristo by Edmond Dantes. Check it out. Read it for yourself. I'm not telling you about it. The Count of Monte Cristo. Get a copy and read it. There was a young lady who had strict religious parents. Let's just say she belonged to the such and such Reformation. Her parents were extremely strict. They didn't want her to go out. They didn't want her to have any friends. They didn't want her to go to parties or dances. They didn't want her to experience anything except doing what their religion said. They didn't even want her to have a boyfriend. This is a true story. So what did she do? She went to a party one night. She went out with her boyfriend that she secretly had. The hour was getting late, and she knew she had to come up with a reason as to why she was coming home late. Her and her boyfriend, what they did, they helped to mutilate her body. She cut herself up, she beat herself up, she ripped her clothes. She came into the house and she told her mother and father that she had just been raped by a black man. Now, you know, when she said it was a black man, it was on and popping. Don't act like y'all don't know. Any black man will do. It doesn't matter. Pick one. Light skin, brown skin, medium, brown skin, black, blue black, purple black. Any black man will do. She went down to the police station. They all felt sorry for her. This poor, innocent young lady. She gave an accurate description of a man that she never met. And they went out and found him. Not only did they find him, but they charged him. They tried him and gave him life in prison with the possibility of no parole. Flash forward, 20 years went by, and the young brother was still languishing in a prison cell. Then one night, this young lady went to a church. She heard the reverend, the pastor, preaching and talking about people who frame people and set people up. I don't know whether it was happenstance or if it was divine, but this is the way it happened. So the young lady started attending that particular church and started changing her life and got a different set of friends. And she asked the pastor, she said, "Can I talk to you?" And she told the pastor what happened. And the pastor said, "You have to make this right. You have to undo the damage that you've done because you're not the same person that you once were. Her biggest fear was, if I tell the truth, then I may go to prison. And the pastor said, if you don't tell the truth, this young man will stay in prison for a crime he didn't commit for the rest of his life. Now, when she lied, people believed her. Don't worry about liars. All liars will be exposed in the end. The truth always comes out. Oh yes, it always comes out. So the young lady, she told the truth to the police, to the district attorney, to the presiding judge, and even the governor got involved. Now they had a dilemma on their hands. Why did she come forward after 20 years, after a big trial that took place and they found him guilty and people built their careers? That's another thing that lawyers do. They build their careers off of the misery of others. Look at the movie, Medea Goes to Jail. To make a long story short, the young man swore by Almighty God that he never raped her. And he came up with a solution that could satisfy everybody. And it was just as simple. He told the district attorney and the governor, and everybody agreed. He said, I'll tell you what. Give me a DNA test. He said, and if I'm found to be a liar, you can leave me in prison for the rest of my life. But on the other hand, if I'm totally exonerated through this DNA test, then all charges have to be dropped. Now, according to law, DNA tests polygraph tests are inadmissible in court. Yet they are used by law enforcement to obtain convictions, and many of them wrongfully, unjustly. Even as the story is being told tonight, right now across this nation, there are many people who are thrown in prison unjustly and unwrongly. Many mothers, your hearts are breaking and aching because your sons and your grandsons are in prison for crimes they didn't commit. Dry up your tears. Don't hold on to the hate. Don't hold on to the bitterness, because it's robbed you of so much precious life. The young man passed the test with flying colors. They had a dilemma on their hands because there was DNA. But whose DNA was it? They went and found her old boyfriend. It was his DNA. See the damage that lies can tell? Forgiveness is a powerful source. It's a powerful tool. It enables you to live, to breathe, to grow, to succeed, to prosper. It enables you to go beyond the norm, and the doors of opportunity will begin to open for you. Your soul becomes revived. Your soul becomes new. Your spirit can breathe again because you made the decision to forgive. And let me tell you something, beloved. According to Google, there are 4 stages to forgiveness. Uncover your anger. Decide to forgive. Work on forgiveness. Release from emotional prison. Don't allow unforgiveness or any of this stuff to live on the inside of you. You have a life to live. There are things to do, people to meet, places to go, goals to be achieved, assignments to fulfill, a predestinated purpose and goal for your life. Make sure that it is fulfilled. Don't allow anything, anyone, or anybody to stop you from being what you were divinely predestinated to be, to do, and to have in this life. Never surrender. Never quit.